Hello, good morning. A very good morning to you all, and welcome to a brand new week on your #1 family breakfast show.
And now, of course, as we begin this new week, I want you to bear in mind that words matter. Now, the right quote at the right time can make someone's day much more beautiful than
And
it already
that's
is.
why we love to motivate and encourage all of us on a Monday. And we get up, we make the right decisions, and pitch, we ditch excuses rather.
Definitely, definitely. Now, I know it's cliche, we say it more than once, but hey, come on, as much as possible, get out of that comfort zone. And of course, the hard work that needs to be done, make sure that you do it. It's the 27th of July, of course, a brand new week. We're rounding up the month. We are grateful, thankful that you tuned in to us this morning. And of course, Tope is looking, Tope, the hair and the... Is it a choker? Is it a choker? What's
yes,
that?
It's a choker.
Choker.
Yes.
I know
I
this
said maybe
thing.
the money, if I'm wearing it, it's like if I'm wearing the dollars, it would attract, I will
More
attract
dollars,
it
yeah?
to be coming. So yes.
So, but I don't like the name of that thing, choker.
Well,
Does it
it's
have...
been called that from what, the 60s?
Is there a
Yeah.
pseudonym or a sobriquet, something? Does it have another name?
We
well,
could check that.
It's a neck adornment.
Come on, you say choker. Choke me, choke. No.
Wow.
my days. Wow,
It's
wow,
a
Mike.
Monday morning.
It is a Monday morning,
Dude.
like she said, and of course we have that job to make sure that your day kicks off the great way with, of course, an array of great content.
Yes, so
Nah.
something like fresh agege bread. We have a fresh show for you this week, and exciting times ahead on the show. My name is Titilayo Oyinsan.
Mike, Mesikenor here. Now, if you have to go out, stream live, tvcentertainment.tv, also Facebook, TVC Connect, that's a page.
You can also send in those comments. You know we love those comments, those contributions, those prayers. Yes, use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Of course, you can also hit us up on YouTube. The channel is TVC Entertainment. You can get segments and, of course, the full show. That's the place that you want to be.
So don't forget, our app remains available for you to download for free. Android, iOS, no matter what device you're using, you can watch us on your mobile devices from anywhere in the world.
Now, of course, apart from YouTube, of course, and
What?
the app, that's about, of course, social media. Remember, hit us up at TVC Connect, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC to always interact with us. Let's get straight to what we have this morning. Today always kicks us off every
he
morning,
does.
and it's Daily Vulnerables.
About the idea of congealed emotions. You know, somebody I was speaking at a conference, and somebody said, "What's the difference between sadness and depression? What's the difference between anger?"
We also have tech this morning, and on tech today, we're going to get the latest on innovation and improvement happening all over the world when it comes to technology. And joining us virtually for a chat is film producer Olu Michaels.
And to kick us off, getting set for the new month, Lanre Olushola will be with us today. Of course, he's the founder of OLCA, and we'll be talking about money and resources today.
Oh, Kudi Ege.
Yeah, with the lashing out this kind of cash like this.
Honestly, it's a hustle. It is. Breakthrough.
So, man, how was weekend for you guys? Let's talk about the weekend. Wow.
Speaking of
weekend.
Oh, are those dollar signs on your
Oh, you
necktie?
didn't get my point of
didn't-
saying I'm attracting it by wearing it.
Wow. I just saw the bling. I didn't see what was on
Only
it.
dollars.
Interesting.
Money follow me.
But it is very nice.
But not sure follow me, just money.
Just money.
Very specific.
Yeah, they go in twos.
They say that they don't go in twos. If it's going in twos, it should be dollar and pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, all
Okay,
money.
okay.
Okay, so weekend. How's weekend for you guys? What do you guys do?
It was chilling. Rest.
Rest.
throughout.
What did I do Friday? Okay, so I knew normally moving around Lagos, weekend is the best time if I have to see one or two people. So I always, and I knew that, of course, from this week, because of Third Mainland Bridge closure, it's going to be hard to get to. So I went to see one or two people on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sunday, of course, the EPL was rounding up, so I knew that. I went out in the morning and then just chilled the whole day, just enjoying football and all of that. And it was banter all around, guys.
There was something specific I did on Sunday. I watched the Big Brother highlights.
Okay.
I'll just say, I just had to mention that.
Oh, yeah?
I've been planning for it for the whole week because
What
I didn't want to
happened?
watch throughout the week. I just wanted to see the highlights.
Okay.
Because the last season, my kids were answering an interview, and they said, "Oh, what's mommy's favorite TV show?" And guess what they said? They said, "BB Niger." And I was upset. I was upset.
You should be.
I was concerned.
You should be.
Because the exposure was just a bit too much. I was like, so, and I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, you can't say anything.
because they know the kids will not like.
They watch you. I know. So you tell them, I'm watching TVC Connect.
Yes.
TVC News, go and listen, but they know what you are watching.
So I refused to watch, and I said, "You don't worry, highlights, I'll see it." And so I watched that. Yeah.
Oh, so I was Netflixing the show you told me to watch.
Okay, Cursed. Did you like it?
The show is, my heart is doing kikum.
You like it?
Yes, you don't?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would want to say generally, Netflix, they've been taking on some low-budget stuff, and I can understand why. This is not the time to put all the money into any stuff, but it's showing.
Oh yeah,
is
it showing in
Cursed?
It
is showing. It is a lot.
So
if you know the story,
but the storylines are great.
Exactly, the storyline is
okay. It's an adaptation. We know the Arthurian legends. We know about Nimue. We know about Arthur. We know about Morgana. They're trying to give a twist to it.
Exactly, I'm trying to get the.
They're trying to give a twist to it, but it's still sticky. It's tacky. It's cheesy. It is.
Okay,
it
so
is. I tell you.
Cheesy,
You
but
know the
not
problem
tacky.
with you, Mike.
Yeah.
You're very serious when you're watching.
I'm very serious.
Exactly.
Like
Okay.
I just watched a film to enjoy it.
To enjoy it.
I'm not watching it to check. Did they get that? Oh, what's the set looking like? Just watch it.
So one low budget in quote that really got me was Gangs of London. You've seen Gangs
haven't
of
seen
London.
that one yet.
You have to go see it.
So it's a different type of show.
The thing with an adaptation, see, the thing with an adaptation is that you would always be judged by what was there before you and the storyline.
Yeah.
Okay, so which one are you using to judge it?
Lord of the Rings
Merlin
is
or who?
Merlin.
No, Merlin was cool. Merlin, really, that's
What are you using to judge?
Okay, so now Lord of the Rings is coming up with a series.
Yeah.
Right?
They are?
They are.
Oh,
You definitely
okay.
have to
I
use
will
the
wait
movies.
for that one.
Now, prior to this time, remember King Arthur by Clive Owen that had, what's her name now? They had the other one that had John Hunnam and all of that. There have been Arthurian movies and all of that. So we'll judge them by what you've already seen this thing. I mean, it's simple. The Excalibur is there.
Did you finish the season?
I'm not done yet.
I didn't want to give a spoiler.
Okay, you finished it?
Yeah, I finished
Okay,
it.
so but you guys liked
But the
it.
issue
No, but I didn't say what. My point is, I didn't say I like
You're
it.
very critical, you.
Exactly. Just watch it and enjoy.
It. I love the
Enjoy
fact
it.
also that there were brand new actors.
Brand new
Yes,
actors.
because even the Nimue, I haven't seen her before.
Exactly.
And
So
she's
I think that's a good
fantastic.
thing. But you know what?
You also
we'll
like
talk
to
a
worry
bit
or not?
more about this when we have our entertainment roundups and things like that. Sorry, movie roundup. But Tope is about to take the news.
Yes. Just 1 week after Godswill Akpabio failed to release the names of lawmakers accused of benefiting from contracts awarded by the Niger Delta Development Commission, that task has now been done by the National Youth Council of Nigeria. The union has presented what it claims as a document containing the list of members of the National Assembly who allegedly got over bloated and unexecuted contracts from the agency. Its president, Solomon Adodo, says the document was gotten from the National Assembly, but the Minister of Niger Delta failed to make it public because he privately obtained it from forensic auditors. He insists the decision by Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila to allegedly cover up his colleagues is unfair to the fight against corruption, for transparency, and to the commonwealth of our nation.
We wish to place it on record that Mr. Speaker did not do us justice when he did not disclose to the National Assembly that this list has been attached and sent to his office. He covered up this list. It is unfair to the fight against corruption. It is unfair to the quest for transparency. It is unfair to the Commonwealth and the forward voyage of our nation. We urge Mr. Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila to rise up and expose this and make this available, known to all the members of the House of Representatives, that this is the full content of what was sent to the House. Mr. President's fight against corruption is the fight for the future of the Nigerian youth. It is the fight for the well-being of the Nigerian nation. It is a fight for the development of our country. If corruption is exposed and dealt with appropriately in the Niger Delta region, we believe that the region will develop fully and the full essence of the NDDC will be appreciated better.
Resident doctors in Asaba, Delta State are not waiting for the 3-week ultimatum to the federal government to expire and have decided to embark on a 3-day warning strike. President of the union at the Federal Medical Center, Unwobuno Osifo, says the industrial action will take effect from Monday, but excludes doctors managing COVID-19 patients. He called for implementation of the resolution by the Nigerian Governors Forum regarding the payment of hazard allowance, or the next step would be an indefinite strike. Mr. Osifo also notes that more than 1,027 doctors have been infected nationwide, while 18 deaths have been recorded. Another set of Nigerians evacuated from countries abroad have returned home. 35 of them arrived at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, from France and other European countries a few hours ago. 32 other nationals also returned with them. According to the chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, the evacuation exercise was coordinated by the Nigerian mission in France and monitored by NIDCOM. Over 6,317 Nigerians have been evacuated from abroad, and upon arrival, they are expected to proceed on a 14-day self-isolation as mandated by the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19. Now, an update on the ongoing probe of the suspended acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ibrahim Magu. His lawyer, Mr. Wahab Shitu, says the EFCC under Mr. Magu's leadership never misappropriated funds recovered for the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. Mr. Shitu was responding to some media reports accusing the suspended EFCC chairman of financial misconduct. In the statement released today, Mr. Magu's legal team explained that the well over 329 million naira recovered by the EFCC was remitted directly into NNPC dedicated accounts via remitter under a special arrangement endorsed by the NNPC, EFCC, and the affected NNPC marketers. He added that the remittance can be independently verified through NNPC and EFCC records, and that the issue of NNPC recovered funds never featured in the proceedings of the presidential panel. Other allegations dispelled by Mr. Magu's legal team include that of assets declaration and failure to properly explain the rationale for the exclusion of culprits in the alleged misapplication of 3 billion naira in the Federal Inland Revenue Services. As the U.S. continues to record 1,000 deaths daily, debates on whether to reopen schools or to shut down the economy again are gathering steam. More than 1,000 people died every day for 4 straight days last week due to COVID-19. That brings the total U.S. deaths from the virus to more than 146,000. And researchers project up to 175,000 deaths linked to the virus by the 15th of August. With overwhelmed hospitals and lengthy delays in testing, local leaders, medical experts, scientists, teachers, and nurses have signed a letter urging leaders to shut the country down to contain the spread of the virus. Meanwhile, Spain has said outbreaks of new COVID-19 cases are isolated and under control after the UK abruptly ordered people coming from the country to quarantine. Spain has more than 272,000 confirmed COVID-19 cases and some 28,400 deaths, and is one of the European countries worst affected by the virus. The UK's move to require arrivals from Spain to self-isolate for 14 days came into effect on Sunday, just hours after the change was announced, angering travelers and travel operators. France and Germany have also been seeing new cases rise as nations grapple between staving off fresh outbreaks and reopening economies. Well, that's it on the news update for this hour. We will take a break, and when we return, we have sports news. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mike. And we're going to start with the Punch newspaper. Today's Monday, July 27th, 2020. Ex-banker facing $153 million Dezani loot trial testifies against Magu. In 3 weeks, I surrendered 9.08 billion naira to EFCC account in CBN, says Lawal. It's absurd for someone on trial to testify against Magu. says ex-EFCC boss lawyer. Right at the top here, it says Nigeria exports $81.48 billion electricity on credit as country's blackout persists. NNPC officials stole 48 million barrels of oil in 2015, according to a firm. 14 airports now open to domestic flights, according to the federal government. On the NDDC matter, reps summon Ponde, Nune, Alaibe, others. Page 8 has more on that. In our photo story there, we have the Nigerian Defense Academy's 67 regular course and Nigerian Army short service course, 46 personnel during a simulation exercise at the shooting range in Kachia Forest, Kaduna, on Saturday. And I have to say, this camouflage they're wearing, I actually thought it was some kind of vegetation I was looking at until I looked closer. That is some really good camouflage. It says here, governors, others commiserate with Abdulrazak over father's death. And it also says here, modular bitumen exploitation begins in Ondo. Right at the bottom, anger as Lagos marks 400 Ogun houses for demolition. Wow, 400, that's quite a lot. Widow laments husband's death in police robbers shootout. And I'll wrap with this. It says, Osun federal lawmakers clash over state debt, $20 million loan. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
The Guardian newspaper is what I have here, and it says Nigerians pay 47.6 billion naira in 4 months for petrol subsidy. Government fails to keep uniform pricing despite fund. Pressure on government to scrap equalization fund. Marketers kick. We also see federal government's guarantees, liabilities may hit 6.1 trillion naira by year end. Presidency claims Azura project deal predates Buhari's administration. Some boxes here. Lagos PDP seeks probe of state's daily spending on COVID-19 patients. Studies governors to unveil zone security outfit soon. Sokapo SMBF decry fresh killings in Kaduna. APC PDP bicker over political violence in Edo State. And a photo story here. I actually thought it was a car lot at first glance. Heavy traffic due to the closure at the Adekunle end of 3rd Mainland Bridge in Lagos. This was just yesterday. All of these stories and more you can read up on in the Guardian newspaper today.
I have the Nation newspaper with me now. It says, federal, states, others review terms for schools reopening. Story starts there on the cover and wraps up on page 8. At the top, EFCC DSS shifts probe to CCB. Magu on NNPC's 329 billion naira. NDDC got 946.91 billion naira in 18 years. 70 million naira hotel bills queried. Southeast seeks integration into rail gas projects. Government to provide cash. Moving to the side here, it says banks cancel 1.9 trillion naira bad loans. Right here, stamp duty row in Senate. Osun senator under attack. And why I dumped PDP by Dogara. That's what we have on the cover of the Nation.
The Daily Sun newspaper is what I have here now. It says fresh attacks in southern Kaduna claim 10 lives. Genocide taking place. That's coming from the Middle Belt Forum. Buhari should visit Kaduna, demands PDP. State governments pursuing anti-Christian agenda. That's coming from CAN. Security better than it was 5 years ago, says Buratai. We also see Edo Guba, APC PDP trade tackles over violent clash. APC thugs desecrated our palace, attempted to eliminate PDP leaders, governors, Obi. It's PDP's do-or-die politics at play, claims the APC. There's a whole lot more on the front page of the Daily Sun newspaper. However, we have to pause it right there.
Yeah, we have to wrap it up.
We'll definitely give you more in the next hour.
After this quick break, stay with us.
Good morning. Now, the rains are here, and you know that it is very important that you navigate your way carefully. Now, another thing important to us is your movement during this period in Lagos, as the Third Mainland Bridge is closed partially, and you have to, if you're traveling, you have to go within a particular time. Now, we're going to be sharing necessary information, and if you have information, please use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to help other road users. I'll be starting my journey this morning from Ojodu Bega all the way to CMS Central Park. Now, this is going to take you 1 hour, 1 minute, which is to let you know that the traffic is building up. So if you're heading out, if you're heading this direction, you might want to head out right now. So we're starting from Ojodu. There's slight traffic connecting to the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, but once you pass the BRT station, you are good to go. But remember, just before the BRT station, there's a lot of traffic. Now, right after that, on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, it's free-flowing, thankfully. Now, I'm seeing a route through Alausa, through CMD. Now, just at about the 7-Up axis, there's traffic at that point. Not sure what's going on there, but you might want to share it with us if you're around the axis. Now, if you're going through the Bayo-Shodikpe, that's through Maryland, it's going to take you 1 hour and 19 minutes. So if you live around Maryland, Ikeja axis, it's not so bad, but I mean, the Third Mainland, this axis seems to be better. Now, right after that, as we approach Ogudu, the traffic picks up, gets thicker at Alakwere, Ogudu Market to Alakwere. Not sure what's going on there, but I can see it's really thick around that axis. Right after that, it gets better, but once you climb the Third Mainland Bridge, there's a lot of traffic there just before you get to the Unilag point. Now, I'm thinking people already have the mental expectations of there being traffic. So people are just going to be very edgy. So let's all try to be careful this morning. Right after Unilag, the traffic picks up. Now, I'm seeing traffic on Third Mainland all the way through. It even gets thicker as you're coming down from Adeniji. It gets a lot, but it gets a lot worse at that point. But it eases up after Adeniji. It eases up close to Marina. So once you come down from Adeniji, just expect it to get better. But if I want to get to Third Mainland Bridge, just kind of like expect the traffic. I'm going to check other routes, but Mike, Titi, and our last mile officer, Mary, hello.
Wow, really? Tope, really?
Mary, I missed you. Welcome.
Mary. All that remains is for you to wear the uniform, you know? Yeah.
Okay, so a number of people are talking about the accessing Third Mainland Bridge now. And the closure, of course, is from 12. Things are not very sure. Now, what you would normally do to save yourself as much as possible, this is the time you have to learn how to use maps yourself, and also be conversant with the conversation on Twitter. What happens is that if you go to follow last mile handle, they would always give updates as at when they are closing and detours that you can take if you're going to access the island or the mainland, depending on what time and whichever part of the road is closed. So always make sure that you can always get across to them, especially on Twitter. They're quite active. Follow LASMA, that's the handle. They will definitely give you
an update.
Up to date. So, but there's something here, getting traffic here. Third Mainland Bridge, this just came in about 14 minutes ago. Third Mainland Bridge is open to traffic coming from mainland to the island or Oshoki to Adeniji till 12 noon. Then, however, the other lane inward mainland is closed. It's closed. So what happens is that while you're also using the maps, it will take somebody to edit and report that the road is closed. So as at this point, if you look at the map, coming from the island is looking like it's free, but actually the road is blocked. So do take note.
There's an actual post here that talks about the fact that it's all the traffic moving through. There's a diversion, all traffic to move through the Oworo inward Adeniji lane as follows. That's morning from 11:55 p.m. to 11:55 a.m. That's from basically 12 noon till midnight.
Till midnight,
exactly. That's exactly what we're trying to do.
What's the handle?
This is still follow last month.
Still follow last month. So it's a picture. It's a picture there.
Yes, it's there.
This one says, this was actually posted just about 11 minutes ago, so you might find it useful. The person says, please note, as you go out, especially if you're going to the island, avoid Costain. That route is blocked completely. There is no road there. Third Mainland Bridge is partially closed, but know that from Costain, from Alaka is not an alternative route. Instead, you should take Okay, so the tweet more or less trails there. So perhaps,
Yeah, so
So
I know that
instead,
there
use
was-
Oyingbo.
There was a lot of construction going on at Costain for a while. I'm not sure if they're done with it or not. So that might be one of the reasons why. Please give us some updates if you have them. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Tope, it's all yours.
All right. Today we're really focusing on the mainland routes because of the closure of the third mainland bridge. So I'm still going to take another route from Ojuelegba Road connecting to CMS. Now, there is traffic from Ojuelegba all the way to Oyingbo, but around Oyingbo, connecting Montgomery Road is free-flowing, thankfully. But if you're around the Surulere axis, you might experience traffic at Ojuelegba. Now, from Oyingbo all the way through, there's no traffic around this axis through to Spencer Street. You have Alagomeji bus stop, but where you would experience thick traffic is once you get to the Echo Bridge, like Mary already said. So today, let's just exercise patience and let's just start trying to get used to the traffic because it's going to be here for a while. But I'll be joining the rest of my gang to know what's up and about in Lagos.
Yeah. Okay, so there's so much that's been happening over the weekend, but I thought it would be, well, we all thought it would be great for Mary to touch on the reason why all of us are wearing darker colors today.
Everyone is wearing dark colors because the company directed everyone to do so. Because we lost a member of staff last week, Emanuela Anuluwa Pomawule Pobeni Adepoju. She passed on last week after a brief illness. I don't quite know where to start or what to say.
Well, for those that don't know who we're talking about one of our radio hosts. She was popularly known as Iya Jogbo.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she was in one of the team on Waiting Day.
On Waiting Day.
Which is
for a very long time. She's
powerful show.
Since Radio Continental up until this point and all of that.
She actually joined Radio Continental in 2008. And the character Iya Jogbo was one that was birthed sometime in 20. She's actually the longest running character on that show because it started with about four of them. A lady called Uju who has left, Tatafo, as well as Niyo Jemakinde. When Niyo Jemakinde had to leave, he was replaced by Wale Popopo, acting as his younger brother. So that was how he came into the picture. But she's been there consistently since the start of the show. A wonderful lady. Sister Ella was a good friend to everybody. You could always count on her to, give you an advice when you need it the most, however bitter it might be. And you know what hurts more? The fact that I didn't even know that this illness was going to take her life. The day she was ill, she asked me to bring a package for her. I was reluctant. I said, Shebi, you come to work tomorrow. She was like, well, the way I'm feeling, I don't think I'll come to work. I had someone walk me to the gate, Gerald, our youth corps member. And just as we were approaching the gate, I said, Gerald, my spirit is not rested. Let me just take this thing. We had to walk back to the office. And as the devil would have it, I was at the bus stop for almost 3 hours. Couldn't get any form of transportation, and it was raining heavily. Eventually made it to Ogba. Flood, waded through the flood, was feeling like Superman, got to a house, and I was like, in my mind, I've crossed 7 seas, And then I saw her lying down on a bed with a duvet. Her sister was next to her. And we talked. She was like, Tutu Mummy, I'm not feeling well. And I was like, okay. Don't worry, we'll see when we come back. We even talked about some other things. I said, okay, when you come to work, I'll give it to you and all that. And I never knew that was the last time I would see her. I left her house that day, went home.
It's just
so the thing, if I have had 1 or 2 times when we had to, get past, say hi, interact, and all of that. And something about a number of people who were friends and all of that came to me like, when they saw her picture, we didn't know she was this young and beautiful. Because, the character that she plays is, an elderly lady who doesn't speak, who has her own style of speaking, her vernacular and all of that. So people were expecting a much elderly lady. So everybody goes, wow, I didn't know, I saw a picture, Yajubu, Yajubu. And, it's wonderful when people have good memories of you. There's a lot. 2020 has been crazy, I dare say. What this teaches me from what Mary just said now is value the now. Value the now. Spread the love as much as possible. Tell that person I love you as much as possible. Tomorrow is not promised. Make the most of it. So make the most of it. That's what comes to me. Make the most of it. Because
until you actually experience that one-on-one, you would never understand why everyone is hurt like this. It's still a huge shock for everybody. We're all going through the motions, still in denial. Even on radio yesterday, I was talking about Lazarus and the possibility of something happening because it's too much to take. Like, I spoke with her on phone just 2 weeks ago.
One thing I will say is that our hearts go out to her family. The team at Max FM, in fact, the entire TVC Communications family, who are definitely going to miss her dearly. And we have a short clip for you to see from her.
Let's smile a bit with this one.
Passport or the other passport?
Passport Kayele Alawa, Nigeria Toye or Togo? Togo Toye?
Now Togo you get.
Okay.
How many months visa you give her? How many months visa you get? We are going to sign your name to Trump. You don't come out. We sign your name to Trump. Trump will deport you from Nigeria to Togo, from America. God bless you. But you are West African brother. Where are you there? What will be your name, bros? Lobito Disco. I need done promotions. What will they do for where you there right now? You dey chop?
Lobito.
Wait, how you like to chop? Plenty. Make you just dey chop, dey go. If money there, you go chop when I be.
You heard her speaking that language. She was well versed with languages. Like, she knew basic, sentences or phrases in different languages. Our mom was Sierra Leonean. Our mom was actually passed on just 2 years ago. And her dad was from the Niger Delta region as well, but she could speak Yoruba more fluently than even we natives. She could also speak so many other languages. She had a knack for it. She could pick up words and phrases.
May her gentle soul rest in perfect peace.
Amen.
Amen. A big amen to that. I miss you so much already, Sister Ella. I do. And you know what you always say, that when things happen, they happen for a reason. I just believe that there's a reason for this, though I'm not quite sure I know what.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be back on Wake Up.
The idea of congealed emotion. Somebody was speaking at a conference, and somebody said, what's the difference between sadness and depression? What's the difference between anger and rage? And I'm like, think about depression as congealed sadness. When you put maybe you put peak milk on the floor, and then it's exposed to light, or you open the can, and then it gets congealed. Yeah? Now, the idea is that you didn't take care of the milk well. You didn't cover it well. So it becomes congealed. Think of your emotions like that. Use that as a metaphor. If you're feeling sad, you don't engage it, you don't express it. Especially, there's so many young people who say, look, I've moved on from it. There's nothing that annoys me more than people who lie that they've moved on from things that you can clearly see that they've not moved on from. And you're like, well, who is suffering in this situation? It's you, So the idea is, when people hurt you, when you are sad, when you are lonely, when you are when the emotion is still at its beginning stages, then you treat it well, you tend it to it, you process it, you engage it, you transform it, you avoid it congealing, because when it has congealed, when sadness becomes depression, it becomes a trap. When anger becomes rage, it becomes a trap. When loneliness, when insecurity becomes, you know, going around looking for somebody to love you, that it becomes a trap. But you have the power to stop the emotion when it's just starting before it becomes a congealed mess. It's always in your power to stop it.
Now it's time to take a look at some updates in the tech world. We'll kick off with Twitter dropping some sort of a bomb that was over the weekend, last week into the weekend. Now, after reporting second quarter earnings that showed a marked dip in ad revenue, Twitter has said it's exploring alternatives, which is dangling the possibility of a subscription option. Now, last week, the social media giant reported ad revenues of $562 million, down almost a quarter, 23% on a year ago, saying that the pandemic and civil unrest, leading many advertisers to pause campaigns, had both contributed to the decline. Now, while the US, its biggest market, saw a drop of 25% in ad spend, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey told investors it will likely run subscription tests this year. Now, though he said that the bar for charging users for aspects of the service will be set really high. So presumably, it's not considering your first 10 tweets are freestyle to pay tweet model. But then he said in this statement, and I quote, "We want to make sure a new line of revenue is complementary to our advertising business," reports Dorsey was remarking during an investor call. So, time to break it all down. Because of ad revenues dropping and Twitter not making money as they expect to make, they are looking at a way of probably having a paid subscription model. Let's see how that works in the coming months. I'm moving from Twitter to TikTok. Now, TikTok, of course, is doing big. Twitter is losing money. TikTok is making money as it continues to grow in popularity and personalities become mainstream celebrities in their own right. The company is trying to keep a talent with a new $200 million Creators Fund. Now, the fund is meant to support ambitious creators who are seeking opportunities to foster a livelihood on the app. Now, a TikTok spokesperson told The Verge, it marks the first major effort from TikTok to pay creators directly for their content. Now, prior to this, creators could monetize live streams, but the new program will pay people directly for making videos. Wow! I'm sure a lot of people will love this one. Now, creators will receive regular payments over the coming year, and the fund will grow over time. The company did not confirm if there's a limit to how many creators will receive funding. TikTok also did not say how often payments will be made or how much creators can earn. Creators who want to apply for funding must be 18 or older, consistently post original videos, and create content that is consistent with TikTok's community guidelines. A baseline follower count is also required, but TikTok did not state how many are needed. Creators in the United States can apply for funding in August. The company is looking to expand the fund globally, but no word on when that will happen. So, it's definitely going to start in the US. For those of us in sub-Saharan Africa and Nigeria, we don't have word yet on it. We don't know exactly when that is going to start, but there's a possibility. Let's hope that issues with funding and receiving money in Africa due to, of course, things that have been happening does not affect this one, because, hey, come on, this would make me go sign up for TikTok. If they're going to be paying for the videos with a base subscriber count. So that means that probably there's going to be a minimum, say 1,000, 2,000. There's nothing yet sure, but there's going to be a base minimum, and that base minimum will decide how and when and how often you'll be paid as a TikTok user and video creator. Okay, moving on, just something quite interesting here. This is a video for you to watch. Ocean cleanup. Things are going haywire, and once in a while we'll bring up stuff like this. Let's take a look at this video. A solar-powered autonomous vessel. Don't you think that something like this would make sense in Nigeria? Look at the Niger Delta and, of course, Lagos as it is. We need clean up for our oceans and rivers. And this is solar-powered, completely autonomous on its own. I would really look forward to this one. That video, of course, is courtesy Mashable. Well, we're still going to be around the water. A 3D printed boat. Now, very, very soon. We've spoken about it, how technology is taking up jobs meant for man. Well, this boat put together, there was no single human hand. It was just printed via 3D. Let's take a look at this. basically now this is something we printed this morning, our rundown. It's just paper, but the same way you can print paper, the same way very, very soon we'll be printing houses, printing cars, printing television screens, printing phones, print, like you just put it now, it's out. That's the future, and that is it now. That's all we can take on Tech Updates this morning. Don't go nowhere. The first lap of the show is done. 2 more laps to go. We will be right back after this.
Mondays come with that exciting rush, you know, that movement. Everybody wants to just get out there on the road. And, well, hey, let's get it on mentality is part of what we have on Wake Up Nigeria. You know, it's
and now, definitely welcome.
Interesting one, though.
Yeah, definitely welcome to the second lap of your numero uno breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria. And, yeah, of course, we're here to ensure that you kick off your week the right way.
Some beautiful parts of the journey of life can't be found without getting lost, you know.
I like that. So you're definitely going to immerse yourself, lose yourself in the next hour, 45 minutes, of course, because the roads we're going to take you, they'll lead to a beautiful destination.
Remember, as you go about your day, keep all the necessary hygiene standards at the highest level, people. Wash your hands, carry around an alcohol-based hand sanitizer, and of course, wear your face mask. Please, it's not a chin mask, it's not an eyebrow mask, please. Right across your face. My name is Titilayo Oyinsan.
I'm Mike Mesikenor. You can stream live tvcentertainment.tv. Facebook is at TVC Connect.
Yes, so you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. In fact, I highly recommend it. Just make sure you visit TVC Entertainment on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click that notification button so you can get updates as soon as we post.
All right, as you know, the CNS of the show, we call it Central Nervous System. We definitely have a chef around. And Chef Yetunde, she here yet. Let's see how that beautiful kitchen is looking now. She's around, but she'll soon be here with us. Let's get straight to what we have left for you in this lab and the second one. Of course, we'll be taking a trip back in time. Yes. It is smiling about this one.
Wow, really, Mike? Is that what I'm smiling about?
Wow, really, wow, really,
Not
wow,
specifically.
Really? Wow, wow. Are you an ambulance?
But,
but hey, come on.
This week in history,
of
some
course.
very eventful happenings. You need to stay for that one.
And then we have actor and film producer Olu Michaels. We'll be talking to him later on the show. And
for motivation, we have life coach Lanre Olushola, the founder of the Olushola Lanre Coaching Academy. He'll be joining us this week to talk about money and resources. A very big topic. Everybody's going to stay tuned for that one.
Sometimes money talk used to make somebody feel something.
Money talk. Money talk, money talk, money talk. Yeah.
Money talk used to make somebody.
It's a very big thing for everyone right now. So a lot of people have tried to balance staying at home and finances. And there's always been that thing of, even during school holidays, when you're at home, you spend more money. That's just the honest truth. You spend more money trying to make yourself, you and your family more comfortable while you're at home. So if you were maybe going out on the road more often, you'd be thinking, oh, I have to pay for this when I get out there. But when you're at home, you sort of kind of relax on your finances. And right now, because of how many months of businesses not being optimal, there's just been a major lag in how much money people have in their accounts. So it's a very, very big deal trying to find alternatives to making money right now, making money the way people used to.
I remember, you know, that report we were talking about earlier, the one me and Maid put together about the ladies, the sporting ladies who have, you know, they're going to handwork, they are making hair, they are making, I mean, man, I like, that is something I doff my hat. Those ladies are doing quite well. I mean, considering that, in this part, in Nigeria, we've not kicked off sports. Sport around the world in different places, and it has caused a lot of problems. People are talking about why should sports come? You see, some people have handled this crisis better than others.
True.
And because they've handled it better, they're able to start up things. I mean, when you have a case of where you can test everybody twice a week, you're testing over 1,000 people, 2,000 people, and you can test all of them. They are in a confined environment. You test them a day before. The results come out that same day. And so they can, you know, so they've gone a long way further. We here, we're having a problem with it. We've not been able to up our testing, so it's going to be, it will take quite a while before sports will return in Nigeria.
There has to be some alternative mindsets now. Like, so for some people, their fathers taught them how to barb hair when they were younger. You know, some girls knew how to make hair. And, you know, they're going into those kinds of things just to make some extra change. You know?
See, COVID-19 is the new reality. No matter how people try to deny it or try to act like it doesn't exist, the truth is so many people are dying from COVID-19, and that's just the way it is. And so you need to fashion your life preparing for a possible lockdown again. It's always imminent because you never know how bad things can get. And in the UK, for example, the Prime Minister just last weekend, Boris Johnson, was talking about he hoping, now imagine using hoping that COVID-19 will be within, you know, manageable means by July 2021.
Wow.
So we're talking of at least a year more. So it's like by mid 2021, is hoping everything will be, you know, under control. Not really back to normal, but like under control, of course, with the possibility of vaccines and all. So we need to start looking beyond that. And for those who do not have jobs, they are online jobs. People are not taking advantage of the internet. I see people talking about the trending BB Niger and all, but do you know there are things you can do online to make money while also enjoying things you love doing online?
Yeah, very true.
We have to head to the news now, of course, for updates on how we're dealing with the cases in Nigeria from the NCDC and other reports. Ibrahim, how you doing, man? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, guys. I'm so good. Mary, thanks for that nugget. A lot of people are not taking, you know, making use of the opportunity from the internet. It's really very, very massive for you.
Some of us don't even have the time, but at least do something. If you're at home, you can actually explore the internet. There are things. There are.
That's it. Right, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control reported 555 new cases of coronavirus overnight, taking the country's total number of cases to 40,532. Lagos recorded the highest number of new cases with 156, followed by Kano with 65 new cases. Other states with high figures are the Ogun with 57 new cases, Plateau 54, and Oyo with 53. Borno, Edo, and Bayelsa recorded the lowest number of new infections. So far, 17,374 people have been discharged, while 858 people have died from COVID-19 related complications. And resident doctors in Asaba Delta State are not waiting for the 3-week ultimatum to the federal government to expire and have decided to embark on the 3-day warning strike. President of the union at the Federal Medical Center, Nwabruno Osifo, says the industrial action will take effect from Monday, but excludes doctors managing COVID-19 patients. He called for implementation of the resolution by the Nigerian Governors Forum regarding the payment of hazard allowance, or the next step would be an indefinite strike. Mr. Osifo also notes that more than 1,027 doctors have been infected nationwide, while 18 deaths have been recorded. Another set of Nigerians evacuated from countries abroad have returned home. 35 of them arrived at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, from France and other European countries a few hours ago. 32 other nationals also returned with them, according to the chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri-Erewa. The evacuation exercise was coordinated by the Nigerian mission in France and monitored by NITCOM. Over 6,317 Nigerians have now been evacuated from abroad, and upon arrival, they are expected to proceed on a 14-day self-isolation as mandated by the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19. Meanwhile, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project is asking for reports on corruption investigations conducted by the National Assembly since the return to democracy in 1999. And a Freedom of Information request, the Anti-Corruption Advocacy Group wants the number of such probes and the names of individuals or corporate bodies involved. It believes the National Assembly ought to have, over the years, been forwarding to anti-graft agencies the reports of investigations that have resulted in an indictment. Deputy Director of the agency, Titilayo Oyinsan, says the move is to test whether or not the probes were politically motivated and initiated to serve personal interests. He also expressed concern about the systemic and widespread corruption allegations in ministries, departments and agencies and among high-ranking public officials. The United Nations Environmental Programme, in its August 2011 report, said salvaging the Ogoni region from decades of oil pollution would take about 30 years. The same document also identified 8 areas of intervention that require immediate action. Some environmentalists in the region are unhappy with work so far in the implementation of the United Nations Environment Programme report on Ogoni land. They lament the effect of decades of pollution on the people still bearing the brunt of the activities of oil exploration and exploitation in their communities. They are also advocating a more critical assessment of the agency handling the Ogoni cleanup and the hydrocarbon pollution remediation project. And as the U.S. continues to record 1,000 deaths daily, debates on whether to reopen schools or to shut down the economy again are gathering steam. More than 1,000 people died every day for 4 straight days last week due to COVID-19. That brings the total U.S. deaths from the virus to more than 146,000. Our researchers project up to 175,000 deaths linked to the virus by the 15th of August. With overwhelmed hospitals and lengthy delays in testing, local leaders, medical experts, scientists, teachers and nurses have signed a letter urging leaders to shut the country down to contain the spread of the virus. Meanwhile, Spain has said outbreaks of new COVID-19 cases are isolated under control after the UK abruptly ordered people coming from the country to quarantine. Spain has more than 272,000 confirmed COVID-19 cases and some 28,400 deaths and is one of the European countries worst affected by the virus. The UK's move to require arrivals from Spain to self-isolate for 14 days came into effect on Sunday, just hours after the change was announced, angering travelers and travel operators. France and Germany have also both seen new cases rise as nations grapple between staving off fresh outbreaks and reopening economies. And that's the news update for this hour.
To another high spirit session with Big Harry. So today we're just going to work on our heart rates. I'll show you simple basic steps you can do at home anywhere. So watch my cone and watch my moves. All right. So we're increasing our heart rates today. Okay. Make sure you're enjoying it. So the next one is your jumping jacks. I'm going back and I'm making the move. You give me 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 sets each. Okay? You're going back and forth. That's 2 sets. All right. You can see my heart rate is already increasing. Yeah. That's right. Make sure your arms are going all the way up. All right. So the next one, I'm going free squats. So you take a position from here, you go down, deep, sit. 10 reps. Okay. Let's go. You go again. Take your position. All right? Enjoy it. It's your workout. If it's a certain competition, I think I'm going to win. All right? You go back.
Thank you for staying tuned. It's time for us to do some magic in the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And to perform that magic today, I've got Chef Belle. Yes, that's what she's called, Chef Belle. And Chef Belle, it's so great to have you with us for the very first time.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I like the confidence you're exuding. That's fantastic. Okay, so what are we having for breakfast? Because this looks really mysterious. What is for breakfast?
We're going to be making potato latkes with creamy base and fish sauce, smoked fish sauce.
Smoked fish sauce. So that's smoked fish. Okay, let's talk about the ingredients. Tell us about it.
Okay, so these are just your basic potatoes, Irish potatoes. We have butter, unsalted butter, some garnish, eggs, flour, half part flour and half part breadcrumbs. This is the creamy stuff.
So it's possible to mix flour and breadcrumbs. I used to think it's better to maybe dip in flour than breadcrumbs. So it's possible to do it together.
Yeah, because I'm going to be mixing it into, when I'm done grating, I'm going to mix it in so you can, So we have our fish here and spring onions, some lemon, salt, black pepper, and the chili garlic mix.
What is the melon going to be for? Is it for garnishing as well?
Yeah, just attraction.
Okay, because when I saw this, I was like, this looks like, you know, plants from the garden.
Yeah.
So I was wondering how they were going to fit in, but when you said garnishing, I had like peace of mind. Actually. Okay, so let's get started. What's the first thing we're doing?
So I'm going to grate this over here.
All right, so what's the essence of grating it? Can't I just mash it to make my life easier?
Traditionally, latkes are always grated.
Okay.
I don't know, it makes a fine, I don't know.
Look to it. Yeah. And it also helps with the crispy taste eventually.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm talking like I've had it before. I actually have. But I haven't seen the process of making it before. So this is actually very interesting for me to witness. If you look at your screen right now, you definitely see the ingredients for potato latkes with smoked fish and cream sauce. As mentioned by Chef Belle, we're making use of salt, eggs, flour, potato, black pepper, chili and garlic mix, oil, butter, yogurt, lemon, smoked fish, fresh chives, and spring onions. Okay, so when we're through with all the grating, what would we be doing next?
I'm just going to mix in the flour, eggs, and some black pepper, salt.
Okay.
Combine everything.
Okay.
So that's going to be, latkes are actually potato pancakes. So that's just going to be our base.
Okay, so let's imagine someone going to the market today and saying, you know what, I would like to try this latkes dish. How much should the person budget to spend on making this?
It's actually pretty cheap. The potatoes you can get, it's like maybe 3K.
Okay.
Yeah, just for the latkes without the smoked fish and the cream base.
I'm of the opinion that there is no forbidden thing to eat latkes with. Say, for example, some people might go, what is it with mayonnaise? I'll rather have pepper sauce.
Traditionally, people eat this with applesauce and sour cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just want to do something different with the smoked fish.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So that's more like making it, and that's where the pepper also comes in. Okay, because I know when you're having it, it's usually a case of dip and sauces. It's like what we call small chops, so to speak. That's what it is. Well, at the end, when it's very much ready, you would see what it looks like and you have a better idea of what we're talking about. Yeah. Okay, so grate it, throw in the 2 eggs. How much potatoes are this? This should be about 300-400.
Basically.
Yeah, just about that. So then, of course, 2 eggs.
Yeah.
So we're talking about 7 potatoes, am I right?
7.5, 8.
Yeah, so 8 potatoes.
Medium size.
Yeah, so that's 2 eggs for 8 Irish potatoes.
Yeah.
Now, if I want to make a switch from Irish potatoes to sweet potato, would it work?
Well,
have you ever tried it?
I haven't tried it, but it should work. It will be different, but it should work.
Okay.
I mean, that's some creative stuff over there.
Okay, so fingers crossed, if you try it at home using sweet potato or maybe even yams. And so Chef Bell still has everything under control. So far, so good. A lot has been done. I recall you were making the sauce. Yeah, so tell us what's in this sauce.
Basically just chili, some garlic paste, and oil.
So chili, garlic paste, and oil. So that's for the sauce, right?
Yeah, I'm going to mix it in.
You're going to mix the smoked fish inside. Okay, so that's the Nigerian twist to this meal. Now, let's get back to making this. So the potatoes are in there.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm just going to squeeze out the water, the excess water, because we want this to be like pretty much dry.
So it's crispy enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So you use a clean towel.
Clean kitchen towel.
Yeah. That's what you make use of.
So basically, you can already tell it's already soaking.
Soaking.
So
you just squeeze. Yeah. Oh boy. Now, for someone like me who doesn't like to waste anything in the kitchen, what do I do with this liquid? Is there something I can do with it?
You can somehow add it. Like, I'm still going to use the base of this actually, because when it's the residues, I'm going to add it to the egg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Because I figured there ought to be something to do with it. There ought to be something. Every ingredient counts
because there's a lot of nutrients in here.
Yes. Yes, that's so true.
So you want to get out as much water as possible.
Now, keep in mind that this wasn't a case of us putting the potatoes in water and all. The potatoes were grated. So this is actually from the potatoes themselves.
Yeah.
So you see that? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I think we're just about done.
Yeah. So we're just going to leave this aside to settle.
Okay, okay.
Then,
so what do we do next? Take out the potatoes?
And
yeah,
they
look good. Yeah. At this point, we can just take, you know, a bit of flour and make pounded potatoes.
Well.
And then we just prepare vegetable soup on the side.
Okay.
Okay.
So now that we have it really crisp, like really dry,
you
can go ahead and add this.
The eggs.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is going to bind it.
Actually. Okay. Okay. So instead of the usual running it through, this one is a case of just put it all together.
Yes.
Okay. So I think our oil is screaming.
Thank you.
You guys have to do something with me right now. Okay. So I'm just gonna put it aside till you're absolutely sure you're ready to.
All right, thank you.
Fry, so we don't have to scream fire at any point. Oh, so what's that?
Okay, so this is just ground black pepper.
Okay.
Just to give it some spice and flavor.
Okay.
And normal salt.
Okay.
So I'm going to mix this in.
Okay. Oh boy.
Then add like half of this for now.
Of it, okay.
Yes, just.
Now, you know, some people have a penchant for things like seasoning cubes and the rest. Does it really work with this dish?
Seasoning cubes?
Yeah.
No.
Never?
No.
So no matter how much you like seasoning cubes, don't try it with this?
It's actually not needed,
Okay.
right? Because, I mean, seasoning cubes...
You're getting the natural taste of the potatoes in addition to all this natural spices.
Perfect.
So.
That's just it.
Okay. So that's about it for the eggs.
So I'm just going to mix it thoroughly and, you know, kind of cake them into cute sizes and dip them into that oil.
Okay, so let's see you kick them so we can start dipping.
Okay.
What are we making use of the mayo for?
The cream base.
The cream base
Yeah,
as well. Okay.
it's just
That's
going to
what
go
we
on
do with the potato.
No, it's just going to go on top like...
Oh, it's just going to go on
yeah,
top?
like a dip.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so
Okay.
there we go.
So I'm just going to need this back on fire.
It's hot enough, so we might as well start frying.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so just basically, you know, this.
Yeah. So they're like flat little pancakes.
Yeah.
That's what they look like at the end.
Yes.
But very crispy.
Very, very crisp.
Are we going to make it brown or barely brown?
Golden brown.
Golden
I feel
brown should do
golden brown
fine.
works perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the frying won't take time.
No.
So it looks like breakfast might be ready early. Let's hope everyone in the studio allows us to get to the end of the show before digging into it. Okay. So those three will work.
Working out, yeah.
Now, I would say it's rather scary and risky. For an expert like you, it's easy for you to use your hand to put stuff into hot oil. But some people might not have the skill. And so you see a lot of people with burnt fingertips when trying to put it in. So is, okay, yeah, that's what I was going to say. That is it possible, yeah, to make use of a spatula or something?
Yeah, you can. You can.
Okay.
You can.
Because I was thinking there's the fear of it probably disintegrating before it gets into the pot. Maybe that's why it's best to use your hands. But since it's possible to do that, hey, you want to be safe, then sorry.
You can use your spatula.
Okay, so are we going to put this now?
Okay, let me put that back so that works.
Yeah, so that's the smoked fish going into the sauce.
Yes.
Now, right after that, let's keep in mind that we still have the butter, right? What are we using the butter for?
I'm going to add the butter when I flip this to add flavor.
Okay.
To the
It will melt on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. It's like we'll have to let it fry a little more.
Yeah.
Funny enough, that one you just turned seemed just about right.
Yeah, I need
just
this
for the
place
side.
to get golden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say we should turn it, perhaps, so it gets straight to the eat as well.
Looks like you know this work.
Yeah. That
So I'm
should
just
be
going to add
fine.
like this, just to add.
So it melts into it.
Yeah.
So for each time you're frying, you put a cube of butter.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. So that will enhance the flavor, as you said. But don't you think the butter will make it, I don't know, a bit moist instead of giving it the crispy taste we want?
At all.
It won't?
That's why I'm adding like little cubes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Each time.
The vegetable oil I'm using has a very high smoke point, so that is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So
All right.
this is pretty much
ready.
Ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
So remember, you fry on high heat, and then
please.
you cook the sauce on low heat. So let's keep that in mind.
Everything is actually better cooked on low heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Including frying?
No. No.
Thank you so much, Chef Belle. Okay,
Thank
so we are moving straight to Titi now. She has a conversation going right about now. Hi, Titi.
All right. So there's so many great things we have planned for you on the show today. And being in that kitchen, I would have loved to be there myself, Mary. Nice one. We have a package that we want you to see. You need to stay right there and watch it. Hello and welcome to another pet segment on Wake Up Nigeria. Now, you know we love pets. They've become part of our Wake Up Nigeria family. And we're hoping that we can give you a few tidbits here and there about what to do if you would like to get a pet. So, of course, we're coming to you live once again from Posh Paws Giants Veterinary Clinic in Ajah, Lagos. And today we're talking about doves. To talk to us about doves today, we have Warren and Natruna. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And we're going to be talking about doves today. So, Warren, hi.
Welcome.
Now, you need to tell me about these beautiful doves, beautiful birds. They're pure white. We've seen them in the Bible, but what else can you tell me about them?
Doves are absolutely unique in every sense of it.
Okay.
As a lot of people know, they use them as the peace symbol. But there's a lot more deeper things to know about doves. Okay. Doves, a lot of people confuse them with pigeons because they think they're the same thing, because they're very similar. It takes someone who's really into them as animals to actually know the difference. Okay. Like, for instance, doves have a shorter tail than pigeons. Okay. So those are the type of things that you can look out for to tell the difference. But doves have a very good history for delivering messages. Okay. So I can give an example with World War I. They were very effective in delivering messages. Yeah. With a 95% successful rate. That's how efficient they are.
So delivering messages from one place to another, yes. That was how they were being used. What can you tell me about having doves in my home?
I would say that you have to really research about it. Okay. Like the opportunity now of having someone like me who's well informed about it to speak to you about it. Okay. Not everyone has that opportunity, but these are the type of things that you have to go into before you embark on saying, okay, I'm going to get a dove as a pet. Okay. Because a dove, for example, it has a lifespan of 30 years whilst in captivity. Okay. So when you take it out of captivity and you bring it into urban population and you bring it and want to use it as a pet, the lifespan is like 3 to 4 years. Okay. These are the type of things that you have to be informed about. If not, you're going to be surprised.
All right, Warren, I've always been worried about, having a bird in a cage and then possibly opening that cage, the bird flying out and me never seeing it again. Is this something I should be worried about with a dove?
Domesticated dove. It has the ability when it leaves its home loft in a foreign environment to be able to return back. Okay. It remains a mystery to all of how a dove is able to do that. Okay. So it's not something that you should worry about, unless maybe you're not taking care of the dove properly and the dove wants to run away, then that's a different thing.
All right then. So what about what doves eat?
I would recommend grains, seeds, berries, insects, snails, earthworms. These are the type of foods that doves take. So just like I was saying about the last time, these are the type of things that you have to know before you embark on getting a dove and saying, okay, I'm going to do this. You have to know about this. You have to know about the lifespan when taken out of captivity. You have to know about what it's efficient for, like the high speeds. Okay. Okay. How fast can they fly? Well, it's actually been recorded that the fastest a dove has ever flown before is 92.5 miles an hour, which is...
That's almost 100 miles an hour.
Yes.
Wow. All right, so doves, they're not considered birds of prey?
No, they're not considered birds of prey because they are not like eagles.
Hello and good morning. So I was in a conversation with a friend recently and she asked, what would you do if you had magical powers for one day? What would you do? Like,
it depends on the kind of magic. Well, definitely what I know I would do is that I wouldn't want to waste it away on something silly. Right? So there are different types of magic.
So it's not genie that you have 3 wishes. No, one.
Just one, eh?
One. What would you wish for?
I don't. What I would say now would be too deep. Yeah? What? But if I had a magical power, what? I'll make the world a better place.
Oh, just Michael! Oh, how sweet! You make the world a better place. You know what? Perhaps some of the viewers can share their thoughts on social media with us to see what they would do if they had magical powers for a day.
Some of you have been watching too much of Ayama Tanga, so maybe the magical powers might just be, you know. But hey, come on, we have the final 45 minutes on the show, the final lap to go. I am Mike Mesikenor.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinsan. Remember, you can stream the show live on tvcentertainment.tv and, of course, on Facebook at TVC Connect.
YouTube, the channel is TVC Entertainment, our one-stop shop. You can get videos of the whole show and also the segment. Subscribe and also click on your notifications so that you can know whenever we put up a new video there.
Especially new videos about our kitchen. We have Chef Belle in the kitchen today. And Chef Belle is hanging out with Mary and Tope, and Tope is acting like she's not trying to taste the food, but it's fine. It's okay.
Wow, wow, wow.
Almost hot.
Almost.
You
Almost
mentioned
caught
us. That you
I just, you know, focused on my cup.
Yes.
Tope, don't worry.
But the food is coming along nicely. We are almost done here.
All right.
Soon we'll just plate it and it'll be a wrap.
But don't worry, you were not caught.
Yeah.
They didn't cut you.
No.
They didn't cut you.
Seriously?
Of course, Alari Olushola is going to be in the house, of course, for Monday Motivation. And of course, we're talking money and resources this morning. And that's one discussion you might want to tune into.
Very important discussion. Oh, good. Ego. There's so much that we talk about, especially when it comes to Mondays, especially what happened over the weekend and all that. But when the money talk comes, everything stops.
So
make sure we focus on it.
we at the beginning we were talking about what you guys watched over the weekend. You finished Curse. You said you were still watching.
I'm still on Curse, yeah.
Where did you get to?
Episode 4, I think 4 or 5.
So
I don't like the way they scare the shit out of They scare me a lot. Are you watching Curse?
That is scary.
It's scary.
Hearing it for the first
Scary.
No, it's not scary in the sense that
It's
I want to
actually
know
a
what's going to
series.
happen
it's
next.
It's a series based on the tales of King Arthur.
But it's very different.
King Arthur, the Knights of the Round Table, Excalibur, and all that. And they've given a different perspective. They brought in young, fresh, new actors.
It's because
And Arthur is black.
You keep saying it's because of...
No, but it's
King Arthur
Arthur is black in this series. I mean, I was now confused. Like, why do we have a black Arthur? So I feel like the story is completely different. Morgana is black as well. So exactly, she's black as well. So I know that it's taking a different turn. And Nimue is the focus.
Sure it's not for
Merlin doesn't have a beard.
And he doesn't have powers.
Doesn't have powers at this point because he lost them somehow. I won't tell you how.
Oh, okay, don't tell me.
Yeah, but it's really
But Nimue has these powers of when you're trying to attack her, she could just talk to nature and help just come.
I'm trying to deal with this new twist.
It's really
guys.
I haven't watched it, but I've read a lot about it.
Oh no, it's very different. It's so different.
Wait, you guys are just feeling the smiles from your inside there.
She can be fighting with someone and I'll be like, call nature, call Mother Earth, call them.
Okay, so it's I love the way TV shows and movies are now pushing female characters to the forefront. And I think it's about time, you know. It's happening a lot now. Over the past few years, it's been happening a lot. And I really, really love the way this particular show isn't focused on the male character of Arthur or Merlin. It's focused on the female character.
You know, the thing is this. I know it can be quite controversial to say this, but the thing is, women have actually been on the forefront for movies. But usually for the bad reasons.
Yeah, of course.
It's either she's, you know, sticking to, you know, clinging to a man, or she's doing, like Pretty Woman, for example. She's a prostitute, or
she's James Bond's James Bond's girl for the day or something.
And then you read some ancient books, and all you see is women either being, you know, sly to get what they want. And then it's actually refreshing to see women being portrayed just as human beings. A woman.
I mean, like Old Guard. Have you seen Old Guard?
No, I haven't.
There's the lead film. I mean, there are like 4 leads, but the main lead is the girl. She's a girl. She's so powerful.
Wow. No wonder people loved watching Game of Thrones. The lady who...
Yes, Khaleesi.
So
Ibrahim.
you ladies, we
I
have
need
to stop
Ibrahim's
this.
help now.
Ibrahim, wow.
I could not talk, but there's still one man here with me.
Wow, really?
Hey, Ibrahim, how you doing? Take these now.
Mike, I think you're reading my mind. I was just looking at you like you're on your own. It's the ladies thing this morning.
Yeah.
All right, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control reported 555 new cases of coronavirus overnight, taking the country's total number of cases to 40,532. Lagos recorded the highest number of new cases with 156, followed by Kano with 65 new cases. Other states with high figures are the Ogun with 57 new cases, Plateau 54, and Oyo with 53. Borno, Edo, and Bayelsa recorded the lowest number of new infections. So far, 17,374 people have been discharged, while 858 people have died from COVID-19 related complications. Resident doctors in Asaba, Delta State are not waiting for the 3-week ultimatum to the federal government to expire and have decided to embark on a 3-day warning strike. President of the union at the Federal Medical Center, Nwabuna Osifo, says the industrial action will take effect from Monday, but excludes doctors managing COVID-19 patients. He called for implementation of the resolution by the Nigerian Governors Forum regarding the payment of hazard allowance, or the next step would be an indefinite strike. Mr. Osifo also notes that more than 1,027 doctors have been infected nationwide, while 18 deaths have been recorded. Another set of Nigerians evacuated from countries abroad have returned home. 35 of them arrived the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, from France and other European countries. 32 other nationals also returned with them. According to the chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri, the evacuation exercise was coordinated by the Nigerian mission in France and monitored by NIGHTCOM. Over 6,317 Nigerians have now been evacuated from abroad, and upon arrival, they are expected to proceed in a 14-day self-isolation as mandated by the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19. Meanwhile, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project is asking for reports on corruption investigations conducted by the National Assembly since the return to democracy in 1999. In a Freedom of Information request, the Anti-Corruption Advocacy Group wants the number of such probes and the names of individuals or corporate bodies involved. It believes the National Assembly ought to have, over the years, been forwarding to anti-graft agencies the reports of investigations that have resulted in an indictment. Deputy Director of the agency, Kolawole Ludari, says the move is to test whether or not the probes were politically motivated and initiated to serve personal interest. He also expressed concern about the systemic and widespread corruption allegations in ministries, departments and agencies and among high-ranking public officials. The United Nations Environmental Programme, in its August 2011 report, said salvaging the Ogoni region from decades of oil pollution would take about 30 years. The same document also identified 8 areas of intervention that require immediate action. Some environmentalists in the region are unhappy with work so far in the implementation of the United Nations Environment Programme report on Ogoni land. They lament the effect of decades of pollution on the people still bearing the brunt of the activities of oil exploration and exploitation in their communities. They are also advocating a more critical assessment of the agency handling the Ogoni cleanup and the hydrocarbon pollution remediation project. As the U.S. continues to record 1,000 deaths daily, debates on whether to reopen schools or to shut down the economy again are gathering steam. More than 1,000 people died every day for 4 straight days last week due to COVID-19. That brings the total U.S. deaths from the virus to more than 146,000. Our researchers project up to 175,000 deaths linked to the virus by the 15th of August. With overwhelmed hospitals and lengthy delays in testing, local leaders, medical experts, scientists, teachers and nurses have signed a letter urging leaders to shut the country down to contain the spread of the virus. Meanwhile, Spain has said outbreaks of new COVID-19 cases are isolated and under control after the UK abruptly ordered people coming from the country to quarantine. Spain has more than 272,000 confirmed COVID-19 cases and some 28,400 deaths, and is one of the European countries worst affected by the virus. The UK's move to require arrivals from Spain to self-isolate for 14 days came into effect on Sunday, just hours after the change was announced, angering travelers and travel operators. France and Germany have also been both seen new cases rise as nations grapple between staving off fresh outbreaks and reopening economies. And that's the news update for today on Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back. Now, joining us virtually is Olu Michaels, who is an actor and producer. He has acted alongside top actors like Adebayo Salami, Ronke Oshodi, and a host of others. Now, Olu is also the CEO of Forbes Travels and Tours, a traveling agency based in Lagos. He's going to be talking to us about what he's been up to post-lockdown. Hello, Olu. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Nice to have me here.
Oh, great to
Good
have
morning,
you here.
Olu.
How are you doing this
Good morning. I'm fine, thank you.
So before we delve into our conversation, what made you go into travels and tours?
It's passion, generally. I've always loved to travel.
Okay.
And I've been lucky to travel to over 28 countries in the world. So
wow.
I just thought, why not open an organization that could do travel and tickets? So that's how I got into it.
You got into that. Okay. Now, talking about your career as an actor and producer, if you're going to have to choose being an actor or being a producer, which would you go for?
A producer.
Really? Why would you be a producer over an actor?
Because of the situation or the circumstances here in Nigeria, I would rather choose to be a producer because being an actor is a whole lot of issues on its own. So I'd rather sit behind the camera and produce lots of movies rather than be in them.
Okay, so now you've been in the industry for years now, and there's one thing I'm sure everybody wants to know. You are one of our most eligible bachelors. Now, how have you managed pressure? How have you managed family asking you about when are you getting married? And what is your take on being a bachelor at this point in your life and career?
Yeah, I've always had a term where people say that if you're not married, then you're not responsible.
Yes.
I don't think that's true. Honestly, we all have our own opinion and we all have our own way of looking at things. Your perspective is different from mine. So I should be allowed to be me.
Okay.
And that is why I'm being me. In this time being a bachelor, there is no pressure at all. People always a lot of people don't believe it till date. They just believe, oh, there's a wife somewhere, there are children somewhere. And yeah, but the truth is that we all are not interested in marriage. Some of us are just interested in.
So now, your decision of not being interested in marriage, was it as a result of a heartbreak or a life experience?
Both.
Oh, would you mind to share?
It's deep. If we begin now, I don't think we'll have about 2 or 3 hours to finish it. But
let's just have
in a nutshell,
yes, a nutshell.
All right. In a nutshell, it's just about the way I think. I came from nowhere. I came from where I'm an Ajigule kid that struggled all through his life and having little or nothing to eat for over 32 years.
Wow.
I could not remember the last time I had 2 square meals a day for 32 years. So in Ajigule, I've seen parents struggling to feed their kids. And one of the most difficult things in life is you looking at your kid hungry. and you can do nothing to help, except you want to steal, of course.
Yeah.
I've seen situations where husbands and wife became enemies, and they used to love each other so much at first when they got married. But eventually, the wife will say, monkey, see your mate. They are there doing, and I don't want to be a monkey. I like being respected because I give a lot of respect as well. So I just want a situation where the truth is that I'm scared of the unknown. Today, yes, we see all this. What happens tomorrow morning when there is nothing? Then your wife and your kids go hungry, then a lot of things begin to happen. I prefer that if that happens eventually, let just be me and I will go through that that ordeal. I don't want to bring anybody to life or hide anyone to myself to go through that with me.
But don't you think it's going to be a motivating factor? I mean, if you have a kid, don't you think that's a motivating factor to want to do more, to want to be more, because you have someone you're responsible for?
Thank you. The truth about life is, like I said earlier on when we began, I said we all have different things that motivate us, or that the way we look at things. The way I look at things, if you ask people that knows me, they will tell you that I can motivate stone to be human. I can motivate anything. So you don't actually need anyone to motivate you. The truth is that no matter what anyone says or any motivational speaker says to you, the truth is it's in you. You can actually motivate yourself. I am one of the best motivational. I can motivate myself. I don't need anything like a child or like, I don't know. Every morning I wake up, even when my dreams, I think of what am I going to do next. So I don't actually need anything else to motivate me. Yes.
Okay, so not like I'm trying to kick against I mean, everybody has their personal idiosyncrasies. But now, you've said how you motivate yourself and how you do things by yourself. And you've also given us your journey from Ajegule and how you've struggled to be where you are today. Don't you feel like, don't you see that as much as you've said you've struggled, look at life now, you're pretty comfortable and you've motivated yourself, you constantly motivate yourself. That means that your reason for not wanting to get married doesn't really stand, because everything you fear, you've conquered.
What about the unknown? What happens tomorrow morning if those things you said are pretty, or the way you said I'm pretty comfortable? What about if they're gone? What happens? What happens to that child? What happens to that wife? Then also, see, I'm not going to come on here and say this about women or that about women. I'm one of those people that are easygoing. I don't want any stress with anyone. So I don't enjoy, hey, hello, where are you? Where are you? Where is this woman? Where is this one? Who is that? Nah. I won't do that to you. So I don't want to bug anyone. Neither do I want anyone to bug me. I just want life the way it is. If I've gone through hell for over 32 to 35 years, I don't want to go. How many years do I have to spend again on earth? I don't think it's up to 30 or 35. So for the next 35 years or 30 years, I want to be left alone. I want to be left in peace.
Okay. All right then. All right then, to every man what works for him. Thank you so much for your time. We wish you all the best in your career and your travels and tours company as well. All right then. Ooh, that was deep and intense. I mean, everybody has different things that drives and motivates them. Mary, tell me, what is your take on this?
Well, I find it very, very, would I say, interesting. To each his own, as they say. He has a reason behind his decision. So everyone has reasons for why they do things in life. But I'm sure it will be just fine. It will be just fine. Okay, so we're going to continue what we're doing in the kitchen, but we need to take this break. Stay with us.
Welcome back.
Yep.
Now
Thank you for staying with us.
Motivation.
Definitely. This morning we're discussing money and resources with the catalyst himself, Larry Olushola.
He is the founder of the Olushola Lanre Coaching Academy, a mind, emotions, and behavioral change academy renowned for his extensive array of works of coaching, publishing, and keynote speaking with individuals as well as organizations locally and internationally.
I call him number one, numero uno, when it comes to Nigeria. Yeah. Hello, Coach. Good morning.
Hi, Mike. Hi, Titi. Wow, you guys are hyping me this morning. What's going on?
You are the one. You're the one. It's great to have you this morning. So now this is in this time. This is quite a very, very interesting topic to talk about: money and resources. We've had a number of people at this point in time. People are thinking of different streams of income or finding ways to make more money.
Yeah.
Money is not enough for a number of people and all of that.
Yeah.
How do we go through such times when there are complaints from everywhere when it comes to money and resources?
You know, it's a very interesting concept, money. Do you know that money is the only thing that God compares himself with is money?
Wow.
How so?
The only thing that God compares himself with is money. It says you cannot serve two masters.
Wow.
Which means that there are only two masters. It says you cannot serve Mammon and me. You must choose one. And so, you know, money is motivation. You know, money drives people. And money, they say, is the root of all evil. And they say that money answereth all things. Now, if we say money answers to all things, right, it can replace God. And so a lot of people, even that are Christians, are using God to serve money, to serve the spirit of Mammon. And so we have to understand the psychology of money, because money is not paper. Money is a mindset. Money is an attitude. Money is a spirit. Money is a motivator. Money is a motive. Money is a driver. And look, money in itself is useless. That paper is useless. What we're talking about is value. And so we cannot talk about money without talking about purpose, identity, vision, and solutions, because money follows knowledge and solutions. Look, the amount of money that you spend every day is dependent on how ignorant you are on that day. The amount of money that you make that day is dependent on your knowledge and your expertise that day, and the solution you provide that day. So people need to understand what money really is. Money is about value that is given to the value that you create. Let me take that again. Money is the value that you get when you create value for somebody. So the question you want to ask yourself is, what value are you here on earth to add? To whose life? Now, we now speak to relationships. We now speak to the environment that you solve the problem in. We now speak to your mindset, your faith, and your hope. We now speak to your purpose, your identity, and your vision. So money is a reward to something that you do. And money is what goes out of your pocket to pay for something you don't know. So knowledge, insight, solution is what creates value. So the big question you want to ask during this COVID season is, what problems are there out there that I am the solution to? What need is out there that I am the one that can meet it? And then how many people have those needs? The more problems there are around you that you can solve, the more money you make. The bigger the problem out there, the bigger the amount of money that you attract. And so let everybody change their mindset around money. COVID-19 has leveled all of us. Look around you. They say that where there's most challenges is where there's greatest opportunities. A lot of people do not see opportunities in the challenges that surround them. You know, one day every morning, you know, I live in Lekki. Every morning I walk about 6 to 7:30. And every morning I see these two women across the same side, on two sides of the same street, opposite themselves. And they located their food business. You know, these people that sell food by the roadside, they located their food business where construction was going on. And so I'd seen them for months. I'd seen them there for months. So one day I went to meet them. How much are you selling? By the time they broke it down, the woman on the one side says she sells about 150K. The woman on the other side says she sells about 200K and 250K. Now, what do? They set up at 5 so that these laborers come and buy food. By 12, they pack up. They go back again and come back by 2. They set up till 4. They close. Then they come back by 6. Now, I now ask them, how much profit do you people make? Say, well, you know, the woman I say I make about 150K says, well, by the time I spend 50, 70,000 naira, the rest is profit. The one on the other side, that one was more corporate because she rented a bus and put the food in the boot of the bus, in the back of the bus, and packaged it. And that's why that one created more value because of the packaging. This one will dish the food inside a bowl, and it's just rice, beans, and egg, you know, spaghetti. And so the one on the other side was making much more money than the one on this side because that one packaged it right. And then every morning I see pure water people in their truck passing. You people every day, how much money do you people make? Those guys make as much turnover every day between 110,000 naira to 160,000 naira every day. Now, they are solving thirst problem. They are solving food problem. The problem with people is that they want corporate money. They are not thinking about the gifts and the passion that they have. They are not thinking about the needs that surround them. Start from there. So we don't have a money problem in this country because there's money everywhere. Look, the Chinese have recognized it. See how Chinese have flooded Nigeria. See how Indians flooded Nigeria. Way back there, see how Ghanaians flooded Nigeria. Ghana was in a bad situation. They came to Nigeria, and by the time they went back to Ghana, wow, the economy was something else. Indians came to Nigeria. By the time they left Nigeria, and some of them are still here, the economy was boosted. Look, Chinese people also. Look at South Africans. Look at MTN. Look, there's money in Nigeria. The problem with us is that we want corporate money. We want white-collar money. There's too much money on the streets. Too much money because there are too many problems. Where you have plenty problems, you have plenty opportunities, and you have plenty solutions that people are seeking. People don't buy brand. They don't buy product. They buy solution. The reason why Panadol sells is simply because Panadol solves problems. Whether it is pain, whether it is headache, whether it's migraine, Panadol will solve it. So anytime you have headache, you know where to go. You know what to go and get. So when people have problems and you have the solution around them and you haven't developed the solution and presented it to them, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to seek you. And that's why identity is very, very key. You have to package your solution and create an identity.
Coach.
That is where money is. That is why money will follow you. Outside of that, money no will follow you.
All right. Yeah. Now, honestly, I don't think we could have put it better for this Monday. There's someone out there that's listening, that's watching this morning, and that person has had a mind shift on this matter of money and resources. Coach, it's always a pleasure having you on the show for Monday Motivation.
Thank you, Titi.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're able to pick up a lot.
All right, Mike. You take care of yourself. God bless.
I'm looking at that thing you said. There are a lot of things now, but thank you very much. Thank you. I hope everyone out there was able to get something from the coach there. I was able to pick up. And of course, we have to round up now, but the ladies are in the kitchen. And Mary.
No, I think.
No, but
yes?
Bells. What's up?
I really hope our mic wasn't on because we were saying some
it was on, no? I heard everything. That's why I called your names.
Things to ourselves right now.
Okay.
We're expecting you guys in the kitchen, okay? Of course, Chef Bell has been in control today, making us this sumptuous-looking breakfast. Incidentally, she placed it in front of me.
Do the honors, Mary.
No, I'm not going to do the honors. I would rather pass it on to Mini, Mani, Mo.
Wow.
Yeah.
So much love.
You should take this. So tell us about this. How did we arrive at it? Try it. Let's look.
Okay, so Let me help you get a spoon.
All right. Talk to us, Chef Bells. Talk to us.
Yeah, you top this.
Okay.
Whoa. Wow.
So-
Okay, so you scoop out, what is that? Is that cream?
Yeah.
Mayo.
A cream base.
Oh,
a cream
okay.
base.
Okay.
Yeah, so just do this.
Yeah. Okay, there's that. So this
Some
looks
people could.
suspiciously like akara.
No, it's not. It's actually potato.
I said this is like
Irish
akara.
potato. I'm going to try it
This
using
Oyinbo
sweet potato.
akara.
All right, so talk to us, Chef.
Okay.
What was the process?
So-
Take us through the process.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, these are potato latkes, or you can call them potato pancakes.
Oh,
okay.
Actually, yeah.
Okay.
I used Irish. Actually, you're supposed to use baking potatoes, but
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
this would work fine.
What's in this? Is that a sauce or
Yes,
like
this is a chili and garlic.
Smoked fish as well.
Yeah, smoked fish sauce.
the grass?
The grass.
Wow.
It's also
My
garnish.
goodness. Grass.
Garnish.
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 That was the grass.
All right, so is somebody going to
Okay,
taste
so
that?
someone should do the
Okay.
honors.
Please, Chef, let somebody
I don't
taste
think this is a knife and fork matter.
As in,
You can.
at this point,
Do your
I
thing.
will just
Do your
Go
thing.
straight to the point.
All right.
should wait first.
Now you're calling it grass.
As
Okay.
she's taking.
That's a mouthful. Wow. Okay.
So what do you think?
You like it? Mm-hmm. See?
All right.
Good girl for the money.
Well done.
A big shout out to our friends at Homely NG for the kitchen accessories. A big shout out to Chef Bells for being here with us today and showing us this amazing meal.
Yeah.
Yep,
Well
and
done.
also to every guest on the show, everyone who turned up today. Thank you for making this Monday a wonderful one to kickstart the week. We will see you tomorrow, Tuesday, 6 a.m.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye.